So let's talk about forms and how you collect data in them. And I'm going to show you how I've used my Think brand to use the form system. It's actually the way that I did it for free for several years. And I currently get about 350 to 400 leads a month from this. Now, there's obviously the marketing piece and all that, but we'll talk more about that later here in the video. Let's actually show my screen here, and I'm going to dive in a little bit here and just show you there's the levels of form. So I've actually got 3 that we're going to talk about. The first one, this is my Think brand. This is the one that's probably led me to where I am today. And there's a couple things that you need to know before we talk about specifically the forms that we're talking about. And what I mean by that is the forms we're talking about, the forms that we're talking about. The reason I say this, and actually I'll show you here also kind of the proof of concept too. The part about the quote forms and all the types of forms you can build is there's a couple different ways you got to look at this. So when I first started the Think brand, I actually got or can get probably about a third to double the leads that I get today. And the easiest way to do that is think about, okay, what am I actually looking for? Am I looking to get somebody's contact information so I can talk to them? Or am I looking to filter the type of person that I'm talking to? And this is more of the filtering, which this is where I'm still getting the 300 to 350, sometimes more leads per month. What I've allowed people to do is I've created a form that they can pick what they want as far as insurance. Am I just looking for home insurance? Great, go to the next page. Am I looking for home and auto? If I've got auto, what kind of vehicle do I have? A Toyota, Honda, Sierra, whatever. They can put anything they want, even if they misspell it. You could take the time to put every year, make a model in, and I just didn't. It was easy enough. If I want to add a second vehicle, this form automatically drops down and it adds to that second vehicle. If I want to add a third vehicle, so on and so forth. I can choose my average coverage because we're not getting too detailed yet. We still need to have a conversation, but at least it gives me the idea of how many people, how many cars, and whatever I need. Now, for sake of time, I'm going to just erase this form and go back. It'll probably have saved everything. So we'll go back and we'll actually say there's no second vehicle, and then we're going to say the total number of drivers is 1. Okay, and we're just going to put tester. This is actually a live form that I use. I defaulted the birthday, which I half regret because it does require it, but I didn't want people to slow down here. And I think I honestly in the future made changes so it opens it up where they have to fill it out, because I do more often than not get the March 10th of 1988 as just a default. We put our car in, 2011, whatever the car is, the model, so on. There we go. If I'm interested in an umbrella policy, maybe I want a home warranty, life insurance, renters, boat, all of that stuff. I can click next, and that'll take me to the next page. Now, is it a single family home, apartment, a condo? This literally changes all of the types of fields. It's very intriguing and very in-depth. This form took me several weeks to create, focusing a lot of attention and time on this. I might make it available to you guys because I do have a way to copy and paste it. It's through a company called Cognito Forms. I mean, just to kind of show you, I'm not going to pull up the entries because it does show their personal information. But since this was created, I've had about 1,900 leads entries into this. Now, these are actually higher quality leads because, once again, they're choosing what they want to talk about as far as their insurance go. They're not just filling out the what's your name and phone number, which I also have that form too. And there is no question about it. The less questions you ask, the more people fill it out. In my case, because I do not always work these leads, and sometimes I refer them to people, other times I sell them to other people, and if they're in the state that I'm in, I take them. I've got a partner that takes some of them, so we're trying to disperse the leads out as much as possible, but unfortunately sometimes a lot of them do go to the wayside where I just don't have a place for them. And filtering out on the beginning is a lot easier than just getting all of the data and trying to make the phone calls. This is the one that I've done. It's called Best Quote. If you're interested, let me know. I'm not 100% sure I'm ready to let it go, but I may actually make it available for people to use. I don't have a site I can put it on, but I thought I'd at least just show you guys just some examples. I'll put a link to Cognito down there too, so you can also check that out. The second type of form is something that I use, which is called Go High Level. Now, Go High Level is a paid service. It's actually a CRM that will allow you to work customers. We actually have a person that we're working with that's actually going to build out a CRM for other people and ourselves that we can all use. So if that becomes available. Honestly, once again, it's probably going to be a year from now. There's no like rush to do anything. I'm not looking to sell anything. I'm not trying to capitalize on this. Although if I find an affiliate link, you better believe it's going down there. This is a cool way to do it. So what I have is, this is the form. They put their name in there, they put whatever they want, and this is the basic version, right? This is my client referral. But what this form does is it allows me also to upload any documents I want, but it allows me to instantly put it into a workflow versus doing it through Cognito forms. There are ways to do it, but now we're talking about a paid service, and that's more of the Zapier type stuff. If you don't know what Zapier is, put a comment below. Maybe I'll make a video on it. It's the easiest way to think of it is it takes all of the data that it can think of, it logs into one account, logs into another, and it transfers the data from one to the other. So that's essentially the Zapier or Zapier. This one doesn't need it. It's already built into the system. I can build websites on this. I can market on this. I can build forms on this. I can build affiliates on this. I can sell products. In insurance, my world anyways, we don't sell products, but whatever. I could sell a service if someone wanted to take my time. Maybe I'll make a website on this for you guys, and that'll be my way to download the form. And there's just so many ways, but in this one, I can do workflows. So I can actually say, lead comes in from the form, assign it to a user, and I can choose who it goes to. Put 2 to me, 2 to my partner, 2 to this guy, 3 to this guy, whatever the case is, I can distribute it. And this is actually a live one that I'm working on because we're going to make it, this one's a simple one. So in this case, it's just going to email us that a new lead came in from a referral partner. In the long case, if you look at it long term, you're going to have, if they don't answer the phone, do this. And now we're getting more into the CRM type systems. But that's another version of a form. The only thing I don't love about this one is it doesn't have, or at least I haven't found out yet, whether it has those if-then statements. Because if you look back at this one, if I were to edit this or create a new form, I can choose to have different if-then statements. So this is the type of my form. We'll just put this as test. And I can say, okay, I want to collect somebody's name, but I want it to go down here. If I want to say it's always showing, only show when this form is filled out, then show that one. And you saw an example of those different things. There's a rabbit hole you can go down here, so be very careful. The part about the Cognitos versus the other one is there's so much more adaptability on this form, but the question is, do you need it? If you're okay with just collecting the main information or having a longer form style, I have a third option I'm going to show you here in a second, but this would be the route I personally have loved to go. Especially since both of them you can create a pop-up to where it's just a flat page, where it's just not necessarily built into a website, it's just a page that you have. The other part I'll show you on this one, so we'll just go to Cognito. I'm just going to discard this one. I wanted to show you also the pieces that cost-wise so you can see some. I haven't been on this website for a while to do that, but let me just see. I think it's right here. We'll just do support and we'll go to pricing. So when you get there, this free one, 9 times out of 10 is all you need. At least what I found for the first several years of me running Think. 1 user, unlimited forms, 500 entries. That's perfect. It can accept payments, although I don't know what we would use it for. And then there's 100 megabytes of storage. So honestly, in 2 years, didn't run out. I started off with getting 15 leads a day or a month. And then it grew to 20 and then 50 and then 100 and then 200 and then 280 and then 3. So now where I'm at, I'm getting several hundred, as you saw there in the form system. I've got over 1,200 leads sitting there. And they're not all brand new, right? I've since then upgraded to the $15 a month plan where now I can have 2 users, unlimited forms. Now I can have 2,000 entries, so I'm getting that threshold. The other part about this is you need the $15 a month one if you're going to do the Zapier connection. So that's the reason I did this one, is so I could just pass it into another system without having to worry about it. And honestly, I wanted to give them $15 a month because of how useful their forms have been for the several years. So the third one, the last one that I want to talk about, is through WordPress. And this is our actual WordPress site, but the company that we're using is called, drum roll, it's not Forms, it is Gravity Forms. And Gravity Forms is a hybrid between the Cognito and the single sign off on Go High Level. Because Go High Level is more basic, at least from what I've found so far, and the Gravity form allows you to do if-then statements. So here's a form I'm working on for one of my guys. It's a trucking quote form where he can do a phone call or send this to somebody. The only thing I don't love about this one is I can't really control this piece. So the only thing I can do is I can put two things next to each other. And it does have some defaults, and you can put things in there. It has a save and continue later, which so does Cognito. The part I don't love about this is that it is a little more basic of the if-then. So if this is filled out, drop another window down. That's perfect. But it doesn't have an always show or sometimes show. There's not the actual tech piece built into it beyond that. The cool part about this one is I don't completely understand how this works, but if you ever go to our website and you hashtag my name, Mark F., or if you hashtag one of our agents, it'll pop up their personal information. That's part of the system that we have with Forge. Forge 3 is our website platform, and it's pretty cool to see how well they allow us to integrate things like this. So this one can automate and disperse them out through Zapier, or they could just come in an email straight to us, which is honestly what most and any forms will let you do. Those are the ones that I've personally used. Like I said, if you're trying to just get the data, just ask the simple questions. Get one car, one driver, phone number, maybe the address if you want it. Email is what you need, and then you call them, right? If you did a form with us, our standard contact form, let's just do a quote form here, is going to be, where are you? Join our team, trucking, contact. Actually, I think this is a good one. So this is our basic first name, last name, email, phone number, how can we help? That's honestly our quote form on our website. We, in this scenario, would rather, because we're smaller and newer and not as many people are known us, is where anyone contact us. Where this one is more of a conversation, this one here, because they're watching a video of mine and they're just watching me say, hey, I know I helped you here. Let me show you on this side. By the way, there's a quote form below. Go ahead and fill that out. Be very detailed or don't be detailed. Whatever you're interested in, go ahead and follow that path. If you are interested in something like this, I'll put all the links to each one that I talked about in the description below. And I'd love to hear your opinion. Thumbs down if you thought they were kind of junk. Thumbs up if you thought they were good. But leave a comment either way and interact and let me know why you liked it or didn't like it. I'm Mark W. Flockhart. I'll see you soon.